Hi there. It's May 16th and time for Proverbs 16. Let's jump over here. I took all the highlights off today so we could start all over, right? So, lots of good stuff in here. Okay, verse 1. The plans of the heart belong to man, but the tongue's answer is from Adonai. Right? There's preparations over here. He derideth the presumption of man who dare attribute to himself anything as to prepare his heart for such like, seeing that he is not able to speak a word except God give it him. Wow. Big one, huh? Make all your plans, right? But the answer of the tongue is of the Lord. Interesting. 2, all a man's ways are pure in his own eyes. But Adonai weighs the motives, right? He knows if you're going downtown to give food to the poor and you have your phone in the hand and you're recording yourself doing it and putting it on YouTube for the likes and clicks, he knows your motives, okay? Or anything else for that matter, right? If your motive is not glorifying God, he knows. There you go. Commit whatever you do to Adonai, and all your plans will succeed. That's a good one. Commit whatever you do. Commit thy works unto the Lord, and thy thoughts shall be directed. Right? Roll. Adonai works out everything for his own purpose, even the wicked for a day of disaster. That the day of evil, right? So that the justice of God shall appear to his glory, even in the destruction of the wicked. Right? All these wicked people going, right, will glorify God because they were wicked. Now they're being punished. Okay, 5. Adonai abhors all the proud of heart. Be assured they will not go unpunished. That Adonai abhors all the proud in heart. We know he does not like pride of any sort, right? And I like the older versions. This one on the right is a 1599 Geneva Bible, and the 1611 King James also adds, right, though hand join in hand, he shall not be unpunished. It means though they all, and I think the New King James says, though they join forces, none will be unpunished. Okay, it adds stuff to that, and I don't know why they took it out in the later versions, but it was an expansion of the thought. Right? Though they join together, they shall not be unpunished. 6, by mercy and truth is iniquity atoned, and by fear of Adonai one avoids evil. There you go. Right. Mercy and truth. Mercy and truth. Look more. Their upright and repenting life shall be a token that their sins are forgiven. Right. Iniquity is atoned for by mercy and truth, right? If you're forgiven, you need to live as you're forgiven and stop doing what you were doing. You repented of it, right? And by fear of Adonai, one avoids evil, right? If you're always following the Lord and always thinking about the Lord, right? Evil will stay away. When one's ways are pleasing to Adonai, he makes even his enemies be at peace with him. Right. Just follow the Lord. Better a little with righteousness than much income without justice. Neat. Well, let's make that green, okay? You're going to do this to me. There you go. That's green. Righteousness. We put all the righteousness ones together because we're striving to be righteous, right? The heart of man plans his course, but Adonai directs his steps, right? If you're following the Lord, he's going to direct your steps. And this is the same as verse 1, right? Verse 1 says, the plans of heart belong to man, but the tongue's answer is from Adonai. The heart of man plans his course, but Adonai directs his steps. He directs your steps. He directs your tongue if you're following the Lord. Although your heart can make all the plans at once, right? The delights of a just king. Okay, 10. An oracle is on the lips of the king. Let his mouth never be treacherous in judgment. Divine sentence, it says over here. This is about kings, right? We don't have kings now except for Jesus, right? Honest balances and scales are Adonai's. All the weights in the bag are his handiwork. Solomon talks a lot about dishonest weights and scales and cheating people. Basically, it's cheating people, and that's a sin. Okay? Wrongdoing, committing wickedness, right, is an abomination to kings, for a throne is established by righteousness. Right? Abomination to kings. Righteous lips are the delight of kings. He loves those who speak honestly. Kings, okay, we don't have kings anymore. Okay, Jesus is King of Kings. A king's fury is like a messenger's of death, but a wise man will appease it. In the light of a king's face there is life, and his favor like a cloud of spring rain. This is always a good one. How much better to get wisdom than gold, to choose understanding rather than silver, right? Money, riches, wealth, fame. Wisdom and understanding is better than those things, right? 17, the highway of the upright avoids evil. One who guards his way protects his life. Get that? Guard your way. Follow the Lord. All right, we said this yesterday. Pride goes before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall. All right, he used this verse yesterday. Did your grandma say that to you? Right? Grandma used to quote these to me. Pride goes before a fall. Right? Goeth, you used the King James Version. Pride goeth before a fall. 19, better to be lowly in spirit with the afflicted than to share the spoil with the proud. Right? Lowly in spirit. Of humble mind with the lowly, it says over here. Right? The afflicted. One prudent in a matter will find good. Blessed is the one who trusts in Adonai, trusts in the Lord. Right? Prudent in a matter. The understanding is a wellspring of life over here unto them that have it. Right? No, we're reading 20. He that is wise in his business shall find good, and he that trusteth in the Lord, he is blessed. Prudent in a matter, wise in your business. Yeah, that could be the same thing. Huh? The wise in heart is called discerning, and sweetness of lips increases persuasiveness. That's a good one. Discerning is knowing good from evil, right? Some people have it, it's a gift naturally, and some people the Holy Spirit will tell them if they listen. Okay? And what do I always say? Sweetness of lips increases persuasiveness. Say only kind things, right? There's a note over here. The sweet words of consolation which come forth of a godly heart. Saying kind things. If you only say kind things, people will listen to you, right? Insight is a fountain of life to one who has it, but folly leads to the discipline of fools. And that's where it says here, understanding is a wellspring of life. Insight, that's like discernment, okay? A wise man's heart teaches his mouth and adds persuasiveness to his lips. You know, like that. A wise man's heart teaches his mouth and adds persuasiveness to his lips. 24. Pleasant words are a honeycomb, sweet to the soul and healing to the bones. Say kind things. Above all, say kind things. 25. This goes along with verse 1 up there, right? There is a way that seems right to a man, but its end is the way to death, right? Because of that, you want to, up here, when we highlighted it, commit whatever you do to Adonai, and your plans will succeed, right? There's a way that seems right to a man, but its end is the way to death. We need to be consulting the Lord of everything you do, right? A laborer's appetite works on his behalf, for his hunger drives him on. That's the truth, right? His mouth craved it of him. You're hungry, you'll work, right? Okay, slow to anger. This could go along with yesterday for our lessons on quarreling, right? A wicked scoundrel digs up evil, and on his lips is a scorching fire. Yeah, this goes right along with there, right? Wicked scoundrel, right? It's arguing somebody and you dig up evil, and your lips are scorching fire. A perverse person sows strife, and a gossip separates close friends. Gossip is the worst. They tale teller over here. Right? Spread gossip. If you want to lose your friends, spread gossip. And sometimes these are sweet old ladies that just call them busybodies, and they're always in other people's business. Did you hear what so-and-so did? It's none of my business, right? A violent person lures his neighbor, leading him down a path that is no good. Violent person. You see those protests? Join us, join us. Right? 30. One who winks his eyes schemes deceit, and one who purses his lips is bent on evil. Right? They call them scammers now. They used to have signals that there would be 2 or 3 people that were scamming one unsuspecting person, and they would have signals wink in their eyes and pursing their lips and shifting their feet, right? 31. Gray hair is a crown of glory, found on the path of righteousness. It's true. I mean, you can't grow old without getting wiser as you grow old, right? I mean, I imagine some people don't, but better to be slow to anger than a mighty warrior. One who controls his temper is better than one who conquers a city. That is a great saying, right? Is there a note over here? Nope. And 33, the lot is cast into the lap, but the very decision is from Adonai. Okay? I used to pray and cast lots. Right? And who got the short straw is the one God chose. There you go. That's Proverbs 16. Okay? Go over our highlights here. 2 is highlighted. All a man's ways are pure in his own eyes, but Adonai weighs the motives. Okay? Weighs the motives. Commit whatever you do to Adonai and your plans will succeed. Okay? Commit it to the Lord. If it's something evil, you can't commit it to the Lord, right? And it doesn't deserve to succeed. So, Adonai abhors all the proud in heart. Be assured they will not go unpunished. Okay? Pride has no place, right? Where the Lord is. He hates pride, right? Pride, arrogance, conceit, looking down on other people. And Jesus was always tearing down the Pharisees because they did this very thing, right? They were proud in heart. They looked down on other people. They loved the respect they got. They liked to wear their fancy clothes and sit in the front of all the meetings, right? But inside they were evil. Okay, 6. By mercy and truth is iniquity atoned, and by fear of Adonai one avoids evil. And there's a note over here, by mercy and truth. Their upright and repenting life shall be a token that their sins are forgiven. Right? Your sins are forgiven if you change, okay? It should change you being forgiven, right? Mercy and truth. Okay? Okay. There's a righteous one. Better a little with righteousness than much income without justice. Right? Great revenues without equity. You're better off being poor and being righteous than rich without justice and evil, because it says here that these people will all, right? They will not go unpunished, right? Even the wicked for the day of disaster. Righteous lips are the delight of kings. He loves those who speak honestly. Notice there's a capital He there, right? So it's the beginning of a sentence. So 16 is highlighted. How much better to get wisdom than gold, to choose understanding rather than silver. Right? Wisdom should be your first desire, and you get that from the Bible, okay? That's where it comes from, not from anywhere else. It comes from the Bible. Okay? That's why we study it over and over again. My grandmother's favorite verse, pride goeth before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall. Right? What's it say about pride up here? Adonai abhors all the proud in heart. Be assured they will not go unpunished. Right? Pride goes before destruction. It's just said, be assured they won't go unpunished. And a haughty spirit before a fall. Haughty is being looking down on people, right? Thinking you're better than everybody else. That's what pride is too. Pride is showing off, right? Bragging. Okay, 21 is highlighted. The wise in heart is called discerning, and sweetness of lips increases persuasiveness. Right. There's a note over here. The sweet words of consolation which come forth of a godly heart. Right. Sweetness of lips. Right. Say kind things. If you constantly thinking, I'm just going to say kind things. There's no evil that's going to come out of my mouth. Right? Pretty soon it'll become a habit to say only kind things. Right? 23 is highlighted. A wise man's heart teaches his mouth and adds persuasiveness to his lips. Right? A wise heart is called discerning, and sweetness of lips increases persuasiveness. Right? A wise man's heart teaches his mouth and adds persuasiveness to his lips. Right? Kind of says the same thing, huh? And this goes with it. Pleasant words are a honeycomb, sweet to the soul and healing to the bones. Right? Kind words. Sweetness of lips. Right? 28 is highlighted. A perverse person sows strife, and a gossip separates close friends. Gossip separates close friends. Okay? If somebody tells you something in confidence, I'm having a problem in this area. Can you pray for me? Please don't tell anybody. It's embarrassing. And you tell somebody, Bob's having a trouble in this area. He needs prayer. So that person's going to tell everybody in the church, God, Bob needs prayer. He's doing this. Bob's going to come back to you and says, everybody knows about it, right? I didn't tell anybody. I only told you. And I asked you to keep it to yourself. You just lost a friend, okay? Gossip separates close friends. And does a lot more damage than that, too, okay? And 2032 is highlighted. Better to be slow to anger than a mighty warrior. One who controls his temper is better than one who conquers a city. Right. Not always easy in these days, is it? Right. Not always easy. There's so much evil happening in the world right now. So, there you go. That's Proverbs 16. Just keeps getting better and better, huh? Let's see where we're at today in our Through the New Testament in a Year. We are starting John chapter 5, right? Healing on the Sabbath. So, there you go. It's not in focus, is it? How strange. Let's go over here. So, there you have it. Have a good day. Good Friday, right? Have a nice Friday. And a relaxing weekend. Right? Stay tuned later today. We're going to do our Through the New Testament in a Year this afternoon. But till tomorrow, we'll do it again. See ya.